So I'm going to start off with a little song that I wrote in a weird sort of way. It was the first song I ever wrote. Within your heart, keep one still place, a secret place, a holy place, where dreams may go and sheltered so may thrive and grow. Within your heart, keep one still place, a secret place, a holy place, where doubt and fear do not appear, and where God is near. Within your heart, keep one still place, a secret place, a holy place, where you create and celebrate your own birthday. Hold fast to your dreams and keep them safe. Treasure them up in a secret place and share them only when it's wholly right with you. Hold fast to your dreams and keep them safe. Treasure them up in a secret place and share them only when it's wholly right with you. La 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 la. Within your heart, keep one still place, a secret place, a holy place, where dreams may go and shelter so may thrive and grow. So, I'm Joseph Anthony, and welcome to I Can Do This, an EFT tapping musical positive affirmation concert. And the reason I opened up with that song is because when it first came out, and my mentor said, "Get it up on YouTube," I said, "No, it's dumb. It's one chord. You cannot write a chord with one. You can't write a song with one chord." And he said, "You just did." And I said, "But no one will watch it. Everyone will think it's awful. And I look weird." And I did it anyway. And I posted it up on YouTube. It now has about 2,000 views, which is very nice. For a large part of my life, those were the first types of voices that would come into my head when I decided to do something like this. Not good enough. Not going to make it. Why bother? That was the modus operandi for Joseph's head. And so when I decided to do this evening, the title really is, well, it's a play on words. I can do this. I can actually organize an EFT tapping positive affirmation concert, which is really outlandish. Really, this is a weird night. You guys have come to a very strange evening where we're gonna sound like a cult, and it's gonna look really strange, but you'll end up feeling really we're done. And so we're going to tap. Raise your hand if you know what EFT is. Oh, Lord have mercy, most people. Oh, I think I can leave. I'm just kidding. So I will tell a little bit about that for those that don't. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So it's a little workshop-ish. And I'm going to talk a little bit about positive affirmations, my take on them, my take on the nature of emotions, and my take on mantras. And all that will be about 10 minutes, I hope. And mostly what we're going to do is tap and sing. And I encourage you that if you start tapping and you've been tapping for a half an hour and the tapping spots get really sore, that you just stop. And say, Joseph, can we stop now? Oh my God. You know, you just stop if you need to. Take care of yourself, because it's going to be, you know, an hour, hour and a half of singing and tapping. So take full responsibility for your own well-being. Stop tapping if it becomes uncomfortable. And before I tell you a little bit about it, EFT, I'd like you to experience it. So if you would humor me, please stand up if you're able and willing. And is there someone, one of the things that I need when I'm trying to follow my dreams, whether it's a big dream or a little dream, a hard dream, an easy dream, a scary dream, a fun dream, is I need energy. Is there anyone in the room that can offer us an image from nature that, when they think about it, it means energy to them? Anything out from nature that you think, envision that, or see that, and go, oh yeah, energy.
Waves crashing on the shore.
Waves on the shore. Excellent. What else? What do we else have? Yes?
I looked up in the woods yesterday and I noticed these very tall trees at the very top.
Tall trees.
They were swaying.
Swaying trees. Swaying trees. The waves on the sea.
The sun?
The sun.
And I was thinking a combination of that when you see the sparkling light on the waves or a lake, when it sparkles from the sun on the water and it's moving.
Okay. I'm going to pick the sun, if that's all right. You pick whichever image you want, that when you think of in your creative imagination, that symbolizes energy to you. And in a minute, I'm going to encourage us to tap, and you just follow along where I am. And if you don't like where I'm tapping, then just sing. I've seen this person before, and the last time she was here, she was at movie night, so I'm guessing she's coming to the movie. Anyway, I may spontaneously start singing, and you are welcome to spontaneously sing with me, or just listen, or tap. So, imagine where your energy level is right in this moment. On a scale from 1 to 10, 0 being you're like almost in a coma, wishing you were sleeping. 10, you're feeling pretty good. And in your mind, just sort of calculate where you are energy-wise. And then I'm going to encourage you to cover your heart like this. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And breathe in the energy of the sun, or whatever symbol or image you have for energy. Breathe in that image. I'm going to say sun. You translate that however you want. Just take another deep breath. And really breathe in the image of energy. One more deep breath. Settle in on that image that you have inside. And then if you would please, open your eyes. And go like this. And repeat after me. I want more energy.
I want more energy.
I want more energy.
I want more energy.
It's not about deserving.
It's not about deserving.
I said I want more energy.
I said I want more energy.
I tap in the energy of the sun.
I tap in the energy of the sun.
Or the waves crashing on the sea.
Or the waves crashing on the sea.
Or the swaying treetops.
Or the swaying treetops.
Sparkles on the water.
And sparkles on the water.
I tap in more energy.
I tap in more energy.
In this moment,
In this moment,
I make a conscious decision to tap in more energy. There is no ceiling to the amount of energy I can tap in. I want more. More. I want more energy. Right here. Right now. I sway a little bit like those trees. I want more energy. I make a conscious decision to tap in more energy for my dreams, for whatever it is I want, for whatever it is I need. Alright, take a deep breath. Cover your heart again. Close your eyes. And think of the number you start with. And ask yourself if it's the same. Ask yourself, has it gone up a bit? Even if it went up 1 degree, that's nice. If it went down, I don't know what to tell you. So, what did we just do? You can have a seat if you like. What we just did was we just wove some EFT tapping, some affirmations, and a wee bit of movement. We didn't sing this time, but we will. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it was developed in the early 90s by a gentleman named Gary Craig. And he started working with these algorithms of tapping points, which are the endpoints of the basic meridian system. Meridian system being the same system of energy that they use in acupressure and acupuncture. This system of energy that scientists can't see. So if you go on Wikipedia, they'll say it doesn't exist. But it runs through our body. We know it's there, right? Like a river. And if there's a clog in that meridian system, we don't feel so good. Physically, emotionally. And tapping, if you imagine being back in high school and you're in science class and there's a test tube and you're about to do an experiment and there's a little clog in it and the teacher says, well, just tap it. And it starts flowing in. That's what the physical act of tapping does for the meridian system. Some people call tapping, EFT tapping, emotional acupressure because it mainly deals with the emotions associated with a trauma. You fell, you hurt yourself, big traumas from the past, illnesses, anything, even things like insomnia. The emotional component of, darn it, I can't sleep. You know, the frustration that's there. And if you tap on the emotional part, it usually opens up the chance to heal. Once the emotions, the charge is a little bit chilled out, bless you, you can be more open to healing. Right? So emotions, the word emotion, it's an old Latin word. And the E is actually shortened for X, like express. So an emotion is a movement, a motion outwards, from within outwards. That's what an emotion is. It's a movement from within outwards. And if it is expressed in a healthy way, we might dance, sing, write something, work in the garden. If it's expressed in a way that may be unhealthy, we may not do any of those things. We might hurt ourselves, someone else, have a really grumpy day. Whatever we do with it, it must be expressed. It's the nature of an emotion. If I'm happy, I'll smile. I'll laugh. You'll see it in my face. It will be an expression outward. If I'm scared, my knees might knock, my blood pressure might raise up, I might sweat, and you'll tell I'm scared. If I'm sad, I may weep. These are physical manifestations of this energy that we give names to. Anger, shame. And we also give judgments to it. That's a good emotion. That's a bad emotion. I don't view them as such anymore. I used to. But the more I tap, the more I view all of them as messengers. Not good or bad. They're there telling me something. And if I thank them, the message they give me is something I need to hear. If I don't express it consciously, it will come out as judgment, I'll roll my eyes, I'll be sarcastic, it'll come out sideways, it'll come out yicky. That's just me, I don't know about you. But that's what happens to me if I'm not consciously working in my emotions. And if I really suppress it with an addiction, something like that, it will eventually come out as an illness, as a sudden temper fit out of nowhere, insomnia, back pain, worry, stress. They must be expressed emotions. And EFT helps take the charge off so you can heal quicker, so you can get clearer vision. If your eyes are filled with tears, it's hard to see, right? Tapping helps clear up any grief, any shame, any rage, any resentment, anything like that. EFT is really good for clearing that up. Any questions thus far? Oh, good. Yes?
So when he discovered it, like, what was his aha moment? Okay, this works.
His aha moment was related. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
He was a student of a gentleman named Roger Callahan, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's in a packet, though, that you may take when you leave. He was a psychologist, and one day he was working with a client who had a fear of water, Roger Callahan, that is. And for some reason, he had the inspiration to tap on a meridian point just here. She was so nervous about water, he just said, why don't you just tap right there? And within minutes, she was able to go swimming. And Roger Callahan told Gary Craig this. He thought it was fascinating. And so he started coming up with, all right, so if that's an endpoint of a meridian, of one of the acupressure meridians, so is this. This is called the karate chop point. Same one on this side. There's another one here, right around the eyebrows. There's another one on the side of the eye, either one. If you have glasses, it's a little bit of a nuisance, but you can get there. Under the eye. One of my favorites, if you have a mustache, under the nose. One of my other favorites, if you have a goatee, under the bottom lip. There's another one on your collarbone, wherever you want, sort of right about there. And if you tap it, you can make your voice sound funny like when you're a little kid. The best tapping point, though, to make yourself chuckle, is this one. Right about there. Or the bra line over, right about there. And then the top of the head. And those are the basic 7 tapping points. Some people tap with their left hand, some people tap with their right hand. You're going to see me tap. And I'm just going to tap however I tap. I trust that my body will know where I need to go. I may not know where the clog is, but I'm just going to tap wherever I want. And so I encourage you to do the same. If you really like this karate chop point, and a lot of people do, this is often the one associated with starting a tapping round. This is where people will say something like, even though I feel afraid, I love and accept myself right here and right now. And when you tap the tapping points and you put in a new cognitive input of self-acceptance, it changes the neural pathways in your brain. So if something bad, I shouldn't say bad, traumatic happens to you when you're younger, or even yesterday, what a lot of people do is they start a cognitive loop. They repeat that thing over and over again. The inner instant replay machine, like when the guy on the Eagles breaks his leg, they show that over and over again. We often do that for something that happens that's traumatic and charged. We might think what we could have done, what we should have done, but it goes over. And we say things to ourselves while that loop is going, whatever it is. Man, I wish that didn't happen. Man, that sucked. Man, that hurt. Damn it. Whatever it is, self-condemnation, whatever we say, it starts a loop and it starts a groove. And some of those grooves have been going for decades, right? Tapping helps put in a new groove. It is auto-suggestion. Some people say, oh, that tapping business is auto-suggestion. You're suggesting things to yourselves. Yes, you are. I've been suggesting things to myself from when I was a boy. In my case, a lot of them were, you're ugly, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're not good enough, you're not going to make it, you're an idiot. That was most of what I suggested to myself. I picked up cues and suggestions from the environment. So now, when we tap, we are suggesting, we are consciously suggesting new things to ourselves. And it feels like work. And we may not have an emotional connection to, I love and accept myself. When I first, we're going to tap and sing in just a second. When I first saw tapping on a video, I was in a pretty bad spot in my life. And a lot going on. When I first saw that, I looked at that and said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I am not doing that. It's idiotic. And I will never say I love and accept myself. That's outlandish. I don't believe it for a second. My mentor, however, at the time, the same one who told me to put the video up, said do it. And I was broken enough and hopeless enough to follow his directions. Instead of my, I do what I want. So I did what he suggested, and I'm watching this tapping video, and I'm tapping. And it's on an issue completely unrelated to me. I don't remember what it was, but I'm going, oh, fine, I love and accept myself. Yeah, that's really silly. Oh, that's dumb. And I'll tell you what, within days and weeks, I started writing songs like crazy. Like 60 songs, chants. I started writing stories. I started writing poems in a way that I had never done. The renaissance, my inner renaissance of things clearing up, of emotions and forgiveness and all that stuff, I directly attribute to tapping as one of the main tools. I now have almost 600 videos on YouTube. I now have about that many posts on my blog. I've given concerts in and around Philadelphia for the last 3 years. And before that, I would have sat in my room and done nothing. I would have taught. I'm a teacher by trade. Can you tell? I don't know. But anyway, so that's a little bit about tapping and affirmations. The word affirmation means to affirm, to make strong. So what are we going to make strong inside of ourselves? Something healthy, something not so healthy. We might pick a mantra. The word mantra literally means save the mind. Sanskrit for save the mind. So pick a mantra. It could be a holy word. It could be Allah. It could be ocean. A gentleman named Herbert Benson from Harvard, so this is official, did a long study about affirmations. And if you say words for 10 minutes, even with no emotional connection, you say them for 10 minutes a day for a month, heart rates go down, blood pressure lowers, immune system strengthens, people don't go to the doctor as much, they feel happier, even with words like love, ocean, that aren't necessarily religious words. Same thing with singing. It has been proven over and over again to lift and make us healthier. It's one of the only things that can reach people on the autism spectrum, Alzheimer's. People have been singing in every spiritual tradition and in every circumstance of life, no matter how difficult people sing. So what I've done is woven all that together. And I think if there are no more questions, any other questions, we'll start singing and tapping. Any questions, please? Any questions? No? You're good? All right. So let's start. The theme of tonight is doing something that you want or need to do. Could be a big thing, could be a hard thing, could be something tomorrow. It could be your dream, your life dream. Maybe you're changing a lifestyle. Maybe you want to go on a diet. Maybe you need to work on some relationship. Maybe you're getting a new job. Maybe you want to start your own business. Tonight is going to help give you some tools you can walk out of here and use in any moment. You may not feel an effect this evening, but you might tomorrow, or the next day, and suddenly you're going to have a vision of your dreams, and you're going to say, oh, wow, man, that Joseph guy, that was really cool. I think that you'll have clarity in a way that you didn't before you walked through that door. All right. So, let's sing. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start us tapping, and then I may take the guitar, and obviously I can't tap and play the guitar because I'm not that talented. And Daniel is going to add some percussion. You know Daniel, my son Daniel here, he was in one of my first tapping videos ever.
Oh.
That was like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And I said, you want to be in a tapping video with Dad? Okay. And we start cracking up because we're doing this, you know.
Aww.
And we're tapping on abandonment issues, is what we were looking at. And he was brave enough to do that. And then I have a series of videos on my YouTube channel called Tapping Shots, and they're 1 minute long each. I have like 10 of them. Tapping for energy, tapping for joy, tapping for happiness. And he filmed all of them. He's like 9 years old going, okay, Dad, don't that looks silly. So Daniel, he's been my partner in chanting and the Kirtan concerts and my setup. So big round of applause for that. So what I invite you to do, close your eyes again, and think of something you want or need to do. It could be an outlandish and outrageous dream. It could be something not so charged. It could be something scary. Something hard or easy. And I encourage you, on a scale from 1 to 10, 0 being, I don't think I can do that. Probably not going to make it. To 10 meaning, you know what, I got that. Got it in my back pocket, I'm good. Wherever that is, give it a number on that scale. And hold that number in. Think of that dream. Think of the thing you want and need to do. Really breathe it in. And then, once you got it, open your eyes. And then I'm going to start tapping on the karate chop point like this. And you are welcome to join me. And I'm going to just say, and I invite you to repeat after me. So we are going to sound like a couple. My dreams and visions are holy and good.
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 My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
I offer my dreams and visions.
I offer my dreams and visions
to the world.
To the world.
To myself.
To myself.
I choose.
I choose.
When to share them.
When to share them.
How to share them.
How to share them.
My dreams and visions.
My dreams and visions
are holy.
Are holy.
And good.
And good.
I'm going to go here. You go wherever you want. My dreams and visions are holy and good.
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 My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
I offer my visions and dreams.
I offer my visions and dreams.
To the world.
To the world.
To myself.
To myself.
And I choose.
And I choose.
When to share them.
When to share them.
How to share them.
How to share them.
They're mine.
They're mine.
My dreams and visions are holy and good.
My dreams and visions are holy and good.
So you're welcome to keep tapping. I think I won't use the guitar in this one. I'll just do it a cappella. But I'm going to sing, and you're welcome to join me once it comes around a lot, because it will come around a lot. It's like a Woody Guthrie song. My dreams and visions are holy and good. 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 My gifts and my talents talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and my talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
My gifts and talents are part of my dreams.
I offer my visions and offer my dreams.
Offer my visions and offer my dreams.
To the world and to myself.
To the world and to myself.
My dreams and visions are holy and good.
My dreams and visions are holy and good.
Take a deep breath. And imagine that number that you had just a minute ago. Maybe it stayed the same. Hopefully it's raised up a bit. You have a little bit of clarity, a little bit of more possibility that I can do whatever it is I was thinking I need or want to do. So what are some things that might be in the way? There might be people, when I've given similar presentations, I've had people raise their hands and say, Joseph, I don't have any dreams. I have no idea what you're talking about when you say a vision or a goal. I don't have a dream. I've had that many times. Many people have said that to me. And my response and what I encourage them to do, if I don't know, it's usually because there's a block in my energy system somewhere. There's a block of shame, there's a block of self-doubt, there's a block of worry, there's a block of some things in the way of me being able to see clearly. So what are some of the things that might be in the way of us seeing clearly? Anything anyone want to shout out and answer?
Insecurity.
Insecurity.
For me, it's like, fortunately, it's like more like feel like there's a lot of changes going on in my life. Like, okay, I don't know how this is all going to end. I don't like not knowing how it's not going to end.
Fear, yeah? Fear. Don't know how it's going to end. Anything else?
Just old patterns.
Old patterns? Yeah, how do you break old patterns? One of the things that if I could take the liberty of summing what I just heard there, there's a worry. May not be able to break the old pattern. How's this going to end? Right? That kind of thing. So worry. I'm not going to make it. I'm not good enough. What will people say if I really struck out and went towards my dreams? My family might think I'm being disloyal if I do something completely crazy, but I want to do it. There's worry, there's fear, right? So let's tap on that. Let's tap on releasing and transforming any worries that you may have about the goal that you just thought of. And if you still don't have a goal, pretend that you do. Imagine yourself having a goal, even if it's not clear what it is. And I'm going to tap, and this time I am going to take the guitar. And we'll tap on releasing worries. And so you imagine the worries that you have. I'm going to use generic words for worry. You can make it be fear, whatever it is, self-doubt. You can translate it to your own situation, right? And if you would, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Sort of settle in on those worries and ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10. 0 being, I'm not that worried actually, to 10 being, I'm really worried. And find where you are on that scale. And then, I'm going to start tapping. You're welcome to tap with me and repeat after me. And then I'm going to start singing. And you're welcome to sing as well. So, I'm going to say, even though I have these worries,
Even Even though I have these worries,
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
Even though I have these worries,
Even though I have these worries,
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
Even though I may be worried about breaking old patterns,
Even though I may be worried about breaking old patterns,
or how things are going to turn out,
or how things are going to turn out,
or what people might say,
or what people might say,
or maybe I'll make a mistake,
or maybe I'll make a mistake,
maybe people will laugh,
maybe people will laugh,
whatever the worry is.
whatever the worry is.
I love and accept myself right here and right now.
I love and accept myself right here and right now.
In this moment, I make a conscious decision
In this moment, I make a conscious decision
to release those words,
to release those words,
to clear them out,
to clear them out,
right down to the cells of my cells,
right down to the cells of my cells,
to the bones of my bones,
to the bones of my
the
bones,
blood of my blood.
the blood of my blood.
I choose to transform and release those words
I choose to transform and release those words
right here and right now.
right here, right now.
All right, you keep tapping and singing. Or just sing. I release my worries. I release all of my cares. And grow now. I can change and I can grow.
I can change and grow now. I can change, I can grow.
I am held by divine love. I am held by divine love.
I am held by divine love. I am held by divine love.
I can rise and change my world. I can rise and change myself.
I can rise and change my world. I can rise and change myself.
my worry. I release all of my care.
I release my worries. I release all my cares.
So take a deep breath and ask yourself if that number has gone down. Hopefully it has. Even by a degree. I've held worries for decades. And when I first started tapping and they moved down even 1 degree, that was awesome. That was 1 degree less. I had to worry. Excuse me. So let's do a couple more things and then take a little break. One of the things I'd like to do is, in my experience, sometimes some of the things that are in the way of me following my dreams are various emotions like fear, worry. One of them in my case was grief. That underneath a lot of the stuff was sadness, this sort of well of sadness. And I did what I could to avoid it. And tapping really helped me see that grief, if you allow yourself to breathe through it, can water the garden of that soul. And so let's do a little tapping round on grief, or any other charged feeling you may have. I'm going to use grief, and the song is about grief. It's hard to see our dreams if there are too many tears in our eyes. So I encourage you to take a deep breath. And if there is any grief in the way, I encourage you to breathe it in. Give it a number on the scale from 0 to 10. 0 meaning don't really have any grief. Thank you, Joseph. And if you don't, by the way, there might be someone in your life who does, and you can send this to them. But maybe you have a lot. Have that number, and I'm going to tap, and I'm going to speak words, and then I'm going to sing them. And you're welcome to join me in any of those friends. Even though I have this grief,
Even though I have this grief,
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
Even though I have this grief,
Even though I have this grief,
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now.
I'm going to make a conscious decision
I'm going to make a conscious decision
to feel what I need to feel,
to feel what I need to feel,
to use that feeling
to use that feeling
in my creativity,
in my creativity,
in my work,
in my work,
in my life,
in my life,
in my relationships.
in my relationships.
I choose to thank that feeling for coming.
I choose to thank that feeling for coming.
I choose to try to not judge it,
I choose to try to not judge it,
to just let it be.
to just let it be.
And I love and accept myself,
And I love and accept myself,
no matter what I'm feeling.
no matter what I'm feeling.
There are some times in my life
There are some times in my life
when a river of tears flows through my soul.
when a river of tears flows through my soul.
In this moment, I make a conscious decision
In this moment, I make a conscious decision
to allow that river
to allow that river
to nourish the garden of my heart.
to nourish the garden of my heart.
It is a holy river,
It is a holy river,
and I choose to let it flow.
and I choose to let it flow.
So you keep tapping. River of tears flows through my soul.
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 River of tears is holy.
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 I nourish the garden of my heart.
I nourish the garden of my heart
With the river of my tears.
with the river of my tears.
Nourish the garden of my heart.
Nourish the garden of my heart
With the river of my tears.
with the river of my tears.
River of joy flows through my soul.
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 River of joy is holy.
River of joy is holy.
I nourish the garden of my heart.
Nourish the garden of my heart
With the river of my joy.
with the river of my joy.
Now you take a deep breath and ask yourself where that grief is. And before we take a little break, some tapping, singing are two of the best things I know of to clear out and keep that meridian system clear and flowing and open to inspiration. The other one, for me, is forgiveness. I may need to forgive someone. I may want someone else's forgiveness. There's a system of a spiritual tradition from Hawaii called Ho'oponopono. And they have a very simple cleansing prayer that goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that's the prayer. And the idea is you can clear your side of the street with whomever or whatever is going on in your life. That may be in the way of you knowing what you need and want to do, or for anything. Forgiveness is a powerful, powerful tool, along with breathing, drinking a lot of water. All those things help clear out and keep that energy system clear. So we're going to do one more song before we take a little break. And it's a Ho'oponopono meditation that has a few alohas and alleluias in it. Because, well, you need them, in my opinion. And so, as before, I encourage you in a moment to close your eyes and envision someone that you need to forgive. Maybe it's yourself. You might want to envision someone that you would like their forgiveness, or you want to forgive them. Maybe you're feeling particularly grateful for them in this moment. It might be yourself again that you're feeling very grateful for. Someone that you love. It might be yourself. So this is for you to clear out anything with anyone that in this moment, might be in the way of that vision of knowing what you want and need to do. And so I'm just going to sing. And you are welcome to tap, or you are welcome to just sing. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Aloha, aloha, aloha. done a lot in an hour. A lot of things have moved and shifted in and out. Take a little break. When we come back, it'll be a little lighter. We'll have some fun, really. And keep moving on with clearing out any blocks that are in the way. So, bathrooms are downstairs, or down this, where that door is. If you go down that hallway and to the right, there's a bathroom there. I encourage you to get a drink, take a deep breath, and when we come back, we'll go for about another half an hour or so. And, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, we had, thank you for coming back. So we've cleared out some grief, some worries, and maybe that vision of our dreams is a little clearer. And if it isn't, that's okay, because it will clear up. I go so far as to say that's a guarantee. You keep doing this, even from what we've just done so far tonight. What you want and need to do will clear up and come into focus, and you will be empowered to do it.
How many times do you do it? Just like whenever you want?
Oh yeah, thank you. It's in terms of how often do I tap or do a tapping round? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. What do you recommend?
I recommend tapping whenever you want. Whenever you feel like you need it, whenever you just want to do it. And yeah, if you're feeling stuck even in the least. We've had some nice discussions in the break. There are a lot of videos. If you go on YouTube, you'll find videos, and there's a lot of people who will say you have to tap this spot 5 times and this one 3 times. And I encourage you to just turn off those videos because they're very confusing to me. I just encourage you to tap where it needs, where just intuitively go and trust yourself that it will go to the right spot. So in terms of when, it's just, you know what, I just want to tap. And so there's sort of 2 main currents of tapping. There's one that says you need to dig a little bit in the past and address an issue like grief, like worry. Even so, if a dog came in here and pooped on the floor, we'd have to look at that for a second. We'd have to address that situation to remove it. And so not to equate our emotions as poop, unless it's fertilizer, it's a positive thing for the garden. And we're going to sing inch by inch in just a second. But anyway, yeah, I just got derailed by my own sense of humor. Anyway, what I was saying is, so a lot of people might say, even though I have this grief, I love and accept myself anyway. There's another stream of EFT where they just tap in what they want. So if I want more energy, we started that way. We didn't address any issue. We just started, I want more energy. And they just tap in on what they want. So if you want more energy in any given moment, in the classroom or someplace, at a meeting, at an in-service, or whatever you are in your life, I want more energy. I want more compassion. I want more tolerance. I want more, whatever you want. You can tap it in. And yeah, oh, please, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you don't fall on one side or the other, that you look like you're doing both of them.
Such is my life. I'm a middle child. So I rarely fall on one side or the other. I can be very extreme in my middleness. But I try to do whatever, so I do both. In my tapping practice, I have clients from around the world, and some of them we tap on issues, even though I have this, or some trauma. And there's other ones who say, you know what, I just need a shot of energy. Can we tap on that? I need some joy. Can we tap on that? Sure. Some people tap just while they're talking. And people may not even know what you're doing. They just think you're a little weird. You go like this while you're talking, and you just keep clearing things out. So you can, yeah. Any other questions? Questions are good. Yes, please. And
it was a question, but I think sometimes I've seen, like Yvonne Fisher, I think, taught tapping in this way.
where this part is, even though there's bad things that I have, or bad things I've experienced, or whatever negative,
Yeah.
blah, 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 I love and accept myself, and then you go through
Yes.
and do the positive.
Yes.
Is that,
That is what a lot of people do.
that's a way?
That is a way, yes, indeed. They call this karate chop point, they call it the setup point. And a lot of people, based on what meridian that is and where that goes through your system, they believe that's a great place to start and address the quote-unquote the issue. I have had tapping sessions with myself and clients where they just start right here. Someone shared on the break where she feels like that's just where she taps. And so I think it all gets worked out in the end, in the end of the day. Please.
I was just curious, I mean, for you, you have your guitar and you're singing, but do you ever listen to music to go along with it if you're not a musician yourself, or do you move other parts of your body while you're tapping?
Yeah, that's why we stood up at the beginning. And if at any point you want to stand up while we're doing any of this, please do. Because that movement is good. It's very good to be able to move and have that experience. One of the reasons I make my songs so simple now that I know what I'm doing is to have them get caught in our head a little bit. Like the jingles and the commercials. Like a good old Woody Guthrie song. I'm not comparing myself to Woody Guthrie. However, he wrote one-chord songs, two-chord songs. And we still sing them today. His line is your line, or whatever, right? Did he write that, or was that Pete Seeger? I get confused. But anyway, so I'm answering your question. I really am. You can listen to music and tap. You can think of. You can put any little phrase to the simplest of melodies. I like to blend music, affirmations, and tapping. That's just my thing. That's why my website is called Tapping with Music. 99.9% of every tapping person I've ever seen does not sing or do what I'm doing. It's very rare what I'm doing. I'm not saying that for any other reason except that my observation is most people do not sing while they tap. For me, I blended them together, and gosh golly, the results are good. I like it. So, if there's a favorite piece of music you love, oh man, have fun.
So you tap in rhythm to that music?
You could. It's a great idea.
You can tell I'm new to this.
New is awesome. Any other questions?
There's invisible tapping that I've read about too. If you're in a meeting and you can't, you feel self-conscious about that, you can actually envision yourself tapping.
Yes. I wasn't going to say that, but it's true. Because we're dealing with energy systems, you can tap without tapping. Your intention has to be focused, right? You have to be sort of conscious and really in that moment, right? But it does. Yeah, so if you're in a meeting or you're on the bus and you really don't want to do this in front of anybody, then do it in your mind. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions and thoughts? All right. So one of the things, we've worked through some worries, some various emotions, we've cleared out some relationships and things, all with the overall goal to make something in our life clear that we want to do or need to do. So now let's celebrate ourselves. And I encourage you to tap anywhere you want to tap. I will not tap because I will just play the guitar. And you're welcome just to listen, tap, sing. Daniel, I think you might want to drum to this one. I clear away any blocks right here and right now. Go. Clear away any blocks right here and right now. I clear away any blocks to feeling joy. Clear away any blocks to feeling joy. I clear away any myself as a shining light of love. Celebrate myself as a shining light of love. I celebrate my talents and the gifts I bring. Celebrate my talents and the gifts I bring. I celebrate the steps and the strides I'm making now. I celebrate the steps and the strides I'm making now. I celebrate the thoughts and the feelings that I grow. Celebrate the thoughts and the feelings that I grow. I celebrate my focus and my perseverance. Celebrate my focus and my perseverance. I celebrate my teachers and my mentors now. Celebrate my teachers and my mentors now. I celebrate my dreams and the visions in my heart. I celebrate the dreams and the visions in my heart. I celebrate myself as a shining light of love. I celebrate myself as a shining light of love. I celebrate myself as a shining light of love. I celebrate myself as a shining light of love. So, one of the things that I found along the way to help him clear the path to my dreams and visions is gratitude. One time my mentor suggested I make a gratitude list, and I said no. I have nothing I'm grateful for. Thank you very much. He said, fine, don't call it a gratitude list, call it a glimmer list, so you catch a little glimmer of something you're grateful for. I said, all right, I'll do that. So I kept a little pad of paper in my pocket, and I would write things like, my house didn't fall down. Because I couldn't see all the awesome things in front of me that I was grateful for, because I was in such a state. But it's okay, that's just, you can only begin where you are. So I kept going with that gratitude list for a long time. And the glimmer list became like a big bright list. So you can take a deep breath and ask yourself where you are with gratitude and envision anybody or anything you are grateful for. And breathe in gratitude, and I'm just going to sing again. And you guys tap wherever you want if you feel like tapping or singing. This one's a little harder to sing along to because the phrase line's a little tricky in terms of where to begin. So I encourage you to begin wherever you want. And if you begin in the wrong place, guess what happens? Nothing. If you say the wrong words while I'm singing, guess what happens? Nothing. So just have fun with that. Baking powder?
Is it your house fault now?
Yeah, or if you're really concerned, you can say, oh, okay, I can have fun with it. And have fun with it. So envision gratitude for where you are, your gifts, your talents, your life, anyone, anything. Gratitude in my breath now, gratitude in my bones now, gratitude in my breath now, gratitude in my bones now, gratitude in my breath now, gratitude in my bones now, gratitude in my hands now, gratitude in my hands now, gratitude in my hands now, hoping you are feeling more awake to your visions and dreams. Why don't you stand up? And tap along with me. I am awake now.
I am awake now.
Awake to the visions.
Awake to the visions.
I am awake now.
I am awake now.
Awake to the visions.
Awake to the visions.
In my heart.
In my heart.
In my mind.
In my mind.
In my body.
In my body.
I am awake now.
I'm awake now.
Awake to the visions.
Awake to the visions.
Alright, I'm going to sing. You can sing along with me or keep tapping. You might want to go. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. In my heart, in my mind, in my body, yeah. In my heart, in my mind, in my body, yeah. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. In my heart, in my mind, in my body, yeah. Wisdom clear, wisdom bright in my body now. Wisdom clear, wisdom bright in my heart now. Wisdom clear, wisdom bright in my soul now. Wisdom clear, wisdom bright in my heart now. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. I am awake now. Awake to the vision. Now, a couple more things before we go. One of them is, and feel free to leave at any time if you have to go. I don't know what it was advertised at, 8:30 or 9, but here we are. We need to play. For me, playfulness and childlike spirit of playfulness is very important to this whole deal. It's one of the reasons I like tapping so much. It's hard to be grumpy tapping under my armpit. So, in the spirit of play, inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All I need is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a place to call my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, in the spirit of play, we're going to do 2 more things, if you can do it. If we meditate and we pray, it helps clear the channel even more. So I encourage you tonight to expand your definition of prayer and meditation. In my opinion, what we just did was prayer. The whole night has been a meditation, a moving meditation. You can also, meditate. And is there anyone in the room that would like to go like this? You don't have to try to make it sing if you don't want to. Just draw the sound out instead of putting it in. See, a good teacher draws things out as opposed to putting things in. You want this one, Jane? Yeah. There you go. Here you are. Got it?
Yeah, I'm sure. I like to share. If that jumped to you, I like it all. It's all good. I've liked everything. I'm going to like everything.
So again, you don't have to try to make them sing if you don't want to. You can make them just chime. Okay, you got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm using the big white one, don't get excited. I don't have enough for everyone. Alexa would like this one. There you go. So we just have a few. 2 more. Far out. Someone on this side's got to have one. We got them all over here. Yeah? There you go.
Problem solved.
And then, of course,
Oh, sweet.
The best one.
you guys can trade too if you want.
We would trade.
I teach second grade, so I'm used to it.
Come on.
Anybody else?
Yes, tiny little guy.
Tiny little guy. All right. So, when you feel like it, Daniel, it's usually when you feel like it, chime in as I sing. And if you don't have a bowl, then tap or sing, or tap and sing. And repeat after me or sing with me. Take a deep breath. I So pray and meditate along your way as you go to live your dreams. Let's do one last song. It's the one that this evening was named after. I Can Do This. So think back to the dream or the vision or whatever it was that you started this evening with. It may have shifted and changed, and that's, of course, awesome. Whatever it is, you can do it. So tap along, sing along, do both. You can still play the bowls or put them down, or you can drum, hint, hint. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can go. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can ask for help now if I really need to. I can ask for help now if I really need to. I can ask for help now if I really need to. I can ask for help now if I really need to. I can feel afraid now and keep moving. 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 I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can stay focused if I really need to. I can stay focused if I really need to. I can stay focused if I really need to. I can stay focused if I really need to. I can make mistakes now if I really want to. I can make mistakes now if I really want to. I can make mistakes now if I really want to. I can make mistakes now if I really want to. I can have fun now if I really want to. I can have fun now if I really want to. I can have fun now if I really want to. I can have fun now if I really want to. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can go slow now if I really need to. I can go slow now if I really need to. I can go slow now if I really need to. I can go slow now if I really need to. I can make huge strides if I really need to. I can make huge strides if I really need to. I can make huge strides if I really need to. I can make huge strides if I really need to. I can do this if I really want to. I can do this if I really want to. I can do this if I really want to. I can do this if I really want to. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this if I really want to. I can do this, yes indeed I can. One more time. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. So there you are. That's tapping and singing all rolled into one. There are some information packets. Some of my books are here from a long time ago. You're welcome to buy. My website's tappingwithmusic.com if you want to check it out. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Round